Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are excited to be here because this is the most requested video I have gotten since I started YouTube and even TikTok. So I'm going to finally do it today. I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how I do my makeup. Now, disclaimer, your girl isn't a makeup artist. I just know how to do makeup. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first thing you should know is that your face needs to be prepped, like skincare. Like you have to basically have your face has to be moisturized. That's basically you have to have like good moisture on your skin. Yeah, basically. So I've done my skincare already, so I'm not going to have to do that again. Now it's actually finally time for makeup. So first thing I do is to lay my brows down with a brow gel. Make sure that it doesn't leave white cast because no. So first thing we're going to do is to lay your brows. And I use, this is a spoolie. You guys, this is the only thing I remember from actually going to makeup school, which is a funny story. I only went there. I started going to makeup school, makeup class in probably like SS2, I think. I'm not sure. But like that's when I started going for makeup classes. And then first thing he taught was like the names of the brushes. This is the only one I remember. It's called a spoolie. That's the one you use for your eyebrows. This one is already very messed up with the brow gel. So yeah. So all you do is you just put some on the brush and then you brush. You guys see my cute mirror? Isn't it so cute? I got it from Minnesota. So cute. Okay, so all you do now is to brush your brows upward like this, but you're not brushing them like up like this, if that makes sense. You're brushing them like, what side is this? Left, right. Okay, you're brushing them to the left but up, if that makes sense. Like this. This is how I do mine. And then once I'm satisfied with like how it is, then I just do this, which kind of like shapes the brows a bit, if you understand. So it kind of like just gives you that proper brow look. And do that for the other side as well. Now for me, sometimes I just leave it like this, but some people might want to conceal, which guys, concealers are not my strong suit at all. I'm not even going to try to attempt it here because I would just disgrace myself. So we're just going to skip that part. We're going to skip concealer, which we should just tell you, like, you don't have to know everything in like makeup. Like you don't have to know how to do everything to get a proper or a good looking face beats. Guys, you need patience to work with makeup. I think I'm satisfied. I think I even prefer this one to this. Now that I'm done laying the brows, I clean it up with a Q-tip. Just this. It's dry, so I just clean up the edges where I have brow gel on. Like so. Okay. And the Q-tip has to be dry. Like don't put water on it or any like oil or whatnot. Just the regular Q-tip. And clean that off. Yeah, so that's basically it. So now because the brow gel would make your brows oily, they would give you some type of shine, and we don't want to be looking greasy. So what I do is follow up with powder. Now this brush has names, and this is called a face brush. But you see guys, the thing is I don't use the proper brushes for the proper things. I just pick the brush that I think I can use for a particular thing and then I use it because life is not that hard. So this is just a regular face brush. I have my powder palette here. This is a powder palette. So this is, do I have to break it down? Break it down. Okay, this is Shy Powder Palette. It's a palette where you have different shades of powders, obviously. So you pick your skin tone or the one that you want to use. This is the one I used to use for my face before, but I found out that it was kind of like yellowish brownish. It was not just giving. So I started mixing this one, and this one. So 3 of them. This is the one I use for contouring. We would get there. But anyway, so I'm just going to mix this this 3 for the brows. After putting your brush and powder, you have to do this because why? I don't know, but you shall have to do this. So I just like dab it a bit just to reduce the shine. Yeah. I think we're done. Next step is to go in with your primers. You don't have to have 2 primers. Well, I have oily skin, so this is a moisturizing primer and this is a mattifying primer. So this moisturizes my face. It helps to keep the moisture, but because I have oily skin, it tends to get too oily. So this is a mattifying primer that helps to keep it matte. I hope that I hope I'm making sense. So, and this is from Foera. This is Foera's Photo Finish Face Primer. And this is Classic Makeup Mattifying Oil Primer. Mattifying Face Primer, my bad. So these are the 2 I use. I go in with this one first and then this one. As for this one, I don't use it everywhere on my face, just the parts that are very oily, which is like my nose, my forehead, my chin, and like just here. So I use it in these areas. That's what I'm going to use. But then your girl is clumsy sometimes. Okay, for this one, I'm going to use it everywhere. Now there's a brush for a primer, but like I said, see if I that deep. So I'm just going to use my finger to put it everywhere. And what you want to do, you don't actually rub in your primer. Like you don't rub it like you're rubbing cream. You know, when you're using skincare, you tend to want to moisturize everything into your face. You don't do that with a primer. You just put it on the surface level. Then I go in with the mattifying primer. So nose, just little. And then usually you would see it would turn my skin white, which is because it has mattified that place. Those places are now dried. Yeah, so we are done. And I look kind of crazy. I look kind of white, right? That's the primer, but it's for the better. This has saved my life. You see this LA Girl Pro concealer in, I think it's called Orange Corrector if I'm right. Yeah, Orange Corrector has saved my life because of my dark spots. If I put this on my dark spots, right, and I blend it and I put concealer on it, it's like skin. Okay, not like skin, but like it's like skin. Do you get? Sometimes if you have dark spots, you relate to what I'm saying. If you put makeup on, it doesn't blend properly. Like even if you don't see the black spots, you would like kind of see that it's not looking, you know. So that's why I use a color corrector. Now you don't necessarily have to use a color corrector if you think your skin is even, or you think you don't really have black spots you want to cover, you don't need this. But for me, I do, so I use it. Now I put it on the dark spots and also under my eyes, because you can see that under my eyes are kind of darker than the rest of my skin. So that's what I do. You don't really need much because you don't want to look orange. You just want to cover up some of the spots that you have. So that's what I'm doing. And then under my eyes, just a little, nothing really crazy, because once you look orange that would be a problem. Yeah, but just these spots. I'm going to blend it with a beauty sponge. Now this sponge is damp, like it's not wet. Like if I squeeze it, water won't come out of it, but it is damp. And that's how you want your beauty blenders. They're not supposed to be wet. If it is wet, your makeup would be ruined. If it is dry, your makeup would be ruined. You have to make it damp. So you put it in water, squeeze it as hard as you can, roll it inside tissue paper, squeeze it as hard as you can. It has to be damp. This is the hardest part of makeup for me, blending, because it takes so much time, so much precision. Like this is probably the hardest part, but blending needs time. You can't just like do anyhow. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. Basically, one thing about using a beauty blender is that don't drag it. Like don't don't do like this. I don't want to spoil my makeup, that's why I'm not doing it on my face. But like, don't drag your beauty blender. Just tap it. Like, it would take time. Trust, it would take time. But that is better than dragging it and doing nonsense, basically. And anytime you're blending anything under your eye, you have to look up, because if not, you will get creases. Creases are like when the product is, yeah, under your eye. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. So I think this is okay. We can, this is not the final look, obviously. So this is just, we're going to work with this. And now we go in with foundation. I don't usually use foundation, but I'm going to use it for the sake of the tutorial. Now this is the foundation I use. This is the Pierre Cardin Chiffon Matte Foundation. I like anything matte. I don't anything that will not like bring oil to my face, because as like I said, I have very oily skin. So yeah. So I'm just going to put a little bump on my hand, even though it's not coming out. I don't know why. It wants to disgrace me. Now I have a foundation brush. You guys remember this brush, right? So the thing about all these products is that you can either use a beauty sponge or a brush. So whichever one you feel comfortable in, you can use them, or use both, anyone. For foundation, I prefer to use a brush. So sometimes, right, I feel like this foundation isn't my shade. But you see, the thing is, we have to make it work. That's just it. So same thing with this. You don't drag like this. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. That's what I mean. So we keep doing this. I try to avoid directly under my eyes, because I'm still going to put on concealer, and I don't want to have too much like product build in one place, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just do this, and you can see that the black spots are disappearing. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, the part of my face that takes product a lot is my forehead. Now I don't know if that's just how it is, or it's because my forehead is quite, is a 5 head. I don't know if that's the reason, or just because like that's how it is. I'm not sure, but that's the part that takes like most of my products. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, which is this beauty sponge, because the forehead is like, it's because I have my scarf on. I'm trying really hard not to stain my scarf. If I wasn't using my hijab, if it was just me, I would have used the brush completely, because then I wouldn't have to be scared about staining my scarf. But the beauty blender is easier to control. So if you are just starting, I would suggest you start with the beauty blender, because it would be easier for you to control. Yeah. Oh my god, my hijab is stained. But what did I expect? Oh, you guys, the things I do for you. Okay. Don't forget your neck. That is such a key point. Okay. This is what we're working with. This is Pfizer with foundation on. And don't mind my neck. I'm not going to put foundation there because my neck is going to be covered. So that's why I'm not doing that. But if your neck is showing, if your neck is showing, please make sure to put foundation in your neck, because we don't want to be looking like two different colors now, do we? No. The next thing is my contour. My favorite contour. This is my favorite contour, and this is Fuera's Sun Love Cream Bronzer. Yeah, in shade chocolate 205. I love. Okay, now what usually when I was learning makeup, they said we have to do and then put the makeup. But I'm like, it's really not that deep now, is it? So what you do is your cheekbones, I put it on top of my cheekbones, not directly on my cheekbones, right? So like okay, like we're going like this, so it's like downwards. This, okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are actually like doing this. Okay, so it's like here, down, down, like that, right? Now bronzers add warmth to your face. That's what they're for. They add warmth to your face. Nothing more, nothing less. And shape, like sculpting, basically. I also like to put on my forehead. Wallahi, I'm going to have to change this this hijab at the end of the video when I'm done, because it's finished with makeup already. Okay, so yep, I might be alternating beauty sponge and beauty blender, but it's the same thing. And then I have a smaller, is this the brush? You see, this is how I'm always confusing myself. Is this the, no, it's not this one. I found it. So it's a smaller one, just a smaller brush that I use to contour my nose. So now contouring your nose is, I don't know how to explain it. The whole point of contouring is you want that snatched look. You know, even if you don't want that pointed nose, even though it's possible with contouring, which is why makeup is kind of scary, because it can make you look into, like, make you look like what you're not, literally. The edges and up to my eyebrows, like this. That is all for cream bronzer. Now the next thing is my blush. Now that's the area I go in. The concealer is literally the last thing I do. Like cream products is the last thing that I do. Blush palette. I don't remember where this is from. Okay, see here. Be Charm Ageless. And the funny thing is that this is supposed to be lip paint, like lip paint for the lip. But who's using orange? Who's using all these colors for lip painting, guys? Can they be so for real? But anyway, I'm going in with orange blush, which has been like my latest addiction. I think it looks so good on dark skins. Ah, it looks so pretty. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to go above where we put contour, right? Here and here. Now, thing is, this blush is very pigmented. Well, is it very pigmented? I'm not even sure, but like it's sharp pigmented. So this is my, you see, this is another beauty blender. Don't use the same beauty blender. Let me even start. Don't use the same beauty blender for your foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer. Don't use one. You need to have at least 2 or 3. I use this for foundation, color correcting, and sometimes concealer, like different parts of the blender. And then for this one, I use this one just for blush. Just for blush. This is even a new one. I had to get rid of the older one. Yeah, because it's very okay. So now you're blending. This is so beauty blenders are so like cute. I don't know another word to use, but they're cute. Okay. Here. You can barely see that there's anything on my face, so I'm going to have to add more blush to that. But that is it. You're blending upwards. Yeah, now I can see the orange. So this is what we're working with. And if you do make a mistake, like if you think your blush is too much or something, just relax. Just relax. There's nothing powder cannot solve. Okay, there are a lot of things powder cannot solve, but like if your mistake isn't like a lot, it should be fine. Now we're going to go in with concealer. This concealer is almost done. I need to get some new concealers. This is my regular shade of concealer, and this is a brighter concealer. Now you don't necessarily need a brighter concealer if you don't want bright under eyes, but if you do, you need a brighter concealer. Now this is Adventure Makeup concealer in shade Cinnamon, while this is Debbie Luster Skin Lift Full Coverage Matte Wear Concealer in shade Honey. I'm going to do so on the other side as well. Now, you don't have to put this much concealer if you do not want so much coverage. Like, you know, when you're doing that no makeup look, you don't use too much product. But because this is kind of like I don't even know what this is, because it's not full glam, but it's also not a no makeup look. So now this is basically your concealer placement. Under your eyes, your chin, like so. That looks scary. And then your forehead. I don't put a lot on my forehead anymore because, like I said, my forehead takes a lot of product and I don't want to be looking white. So I just put little. Now, usually I would put like concealer at the bridge of my nose, but I want to go in with the lighter concealer instead of that one. So this is the brighter concealer. Just going to go ahead and put it over this, just a little. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to just leave it to stay for a while, and then I'm going to go with the makeup fix spray. Now the thing is, I'm not even sure what the difference is between these two. I think this is a setting spray and this is a fixing spray, but I'm not really sure, you guys. I'm not sure, but there's one that's like water. That's like this one. Look, it's like that type of, and then this one is is the one that makes that sound. This is the one I use now, like once I have my concealer placement on. This is the last this is basically all my cream products. They're already on my face, so once this is dried down, I'll put this on, like I'll spray around my face, and then I'll start blending. And then when I'm done with everything, my powdered products and everything, then I use this one. This is the one that makes your makeup like seal, basically seal it. It makes your product like stay, you know, like it's not moving. Yeah, that's the difference. So you let it sit for a while, because I've been talking. All I do on here is yap. Okay, so now it's time for the eyes. They're the last thing you would want to blend. So you blend every other part before you blend your eyes. Now you start from the edge, like you start blending from the edge of the concealer, then work your way towards down. Yeah. Just tell me it's not snatched. Tell me I don't look snatched right now. Do is, because you don't want your makeup to crease, you have to blend and then set. Like you're blending because you want to ease all the creases away from your eye. Do you understand? Like you have to ease, because by the time you, like, if you blend and then you do some other things, you blink, you do smile, your makeup would crease. So you have to go over your product again with a beauty blender just to make sure that everything is not, you know, creased. Then you go in with your powder. Now this powder is to set everything in, like so. This brush for the darker shade that I used for the contour, I'm going to go like this. I know it's probably too much. I made a mistake, but I told you there's nothing powder can rectify. So we're going to we're going to rectify that side. Let me just do this. Okay, then I'm going to go with my powdered blush. Guys, blush is such a girly, my bad. Blush is such a girly product. Like it's like the most girly makeup product. Okay, do I want to go with orange? Yeah, of course I want to go with orange. So I'm just going to do a little, because this is actually very pigmented, and I'm going to go very light on it. So see what I mean by pigment? So just like here, close everything up with my banana powder. So this is basically to snatch your face. Do you understand? Your nose, your face, everywhere that you contoured, this is what you would use to make it snatch, like more noticeable. Powder, and then like directly under where we put the bronzer, the contour. Contour and bronzer are the same thing. I don't know if I said that already. The contour end. Like this. Forehead too. It's kind of like everywhere you would put concealer. Kind of. Now, but like you see, my eyes have zero product. This is what I use to blend my concealer. So I'm just going to go over my eyes with that. Like this. But like be so careful not to interrupt like the powder underneath. So this is my eyeshadow palette. This is the favorite. This is, look, come on. It has all these colors. But we're going with something here. I'm not sure what. I just feel like my face is kind of, I will need to make it kind of, yeah. I'm going to use orange, guys. I'm taking a leap of faith. Bismillah. I think this is kind of cool. I'll just add like, okay, this is actually kind of okay. My spoolie, but like the end of it, just around my eyes. Oh God, I'm shaking. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. My brush, and then I'm going to put the colors that I use for my face, like I said, and then I'm going to just dust off this, which is just all I'm doing. So mix, dust off. And we don't want to see any harsh lines. And by harsh lines, I mean the line of the powder. Because that's just like, why am I seeing that? You know? Oh my God, I forgot the most important thing. See what I'm saying, guys? I'm not an expert in any time. Why I did that is to avoid smile lines. I love it. 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 Okay, so before I get into doing my mascara or eyeliner, I have to spray my face. Now, guys, this is like survival of the fittest because you have to hold in your breath, like, and like close your mouth and stuff. Oh, bismillah. Now my lips, I don't know what I'm going to do because it's going to probably be the same thing. My brown lip liner and gloss, because I don't have any lip combo. Hmm. Hmm. Orekelera omotewi. Girl, do you know, anytime I do my makeup, right, I always outdo myself. Like, I always outdo myself because I really love the eyes. I love how it looks like the black is kind of like, I don't know, I don't know. Let me just change my hijab and wash my hands and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm done. I really hoped you guys understood the process of the whole makeup thing. But if you didn't, if you have any questions, of course, comment section. I'm always here to answer. And if you guys would want another video of this, make sure to also leave that in the comments. I think I'm pretty I'm pretty stunned. I'm actually, guys, I can't stop smiling. My cheeks would just stay like this. But like I think I really like it. I really like it. I really like it. Yeah, I think I think I can have 8. Okay, so that is all for this video. I will see you guys in the next video, inshallah. Bye and see you next time.